Let's talk a little bit about credit today. I think we should get a little bit of credit in here. What are your rights when disputing information on your credit report? Let's chat about that one today. What are your rights when disputing information on your credit report? Brought to you by creditsanitizer.com. You have a credit report, it's wrong. What are you doing about it? Your credit report is a crucial document that details how you manage your credit. So it's important to ensure that it is accurate. But according to research by Consumer Reports, 11% of Americans have inaccurate information relating to accounts listed on their credit reports. And I wouldn't trust that consumer credit report because I think maybe 11% have accurate credit reports, not 11% have inaccurate. I've never seen a report that's completely accurate. I just was looking at one the other day, and it had all kinds of inaccurate collections on there. Brought the family's score down to basically not lendable simply because of these errors. Credit reporting errors are the top complaint to the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau that they receive from consumers. The CFPB recently noted that some consumers were struggling to resolve errors on their credit reports, so they issued clarifying guidance to reinforce consumers' rights. Erroneous or incomplete information could potentially impact your FICO scores, and if you find something amiss on your credit reports, you have the right to file a dispute with the three credit bureaus, Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion. Here's what to know about the process and your rights as you navigate it. You have the right to an accurate credit report. Your credit report is used to calculate your FICO scores, and lenders, employers, landlords, and even insurance carriers in some states can use your credit reports to make decisions when you apply for credit, a job, a place to live, or a policy. As a result, you have the right for the information found in your credit reports to be accurate and complete. It's recommended that you review your credit reports regularly and watch out for inaccuracies or fraud that can negatively impact your credit profile and FICO scores. Through December 2023, you're allowed to obtain a free credit report each week from each of the three credit bureaus through annualcreditreport.com. Doesn't necessarily give you the scores, but it will give you the report. Credit bureaus and businesses must investigate your dispute. Once you submit a dispute, the credit bureaus are given 30 days to investigate it and forward the evidence you provided to the business that reported your information, the information you're disputing. So it can do its own investigation and report back to the bureau. If the bureau has reasonably determined that your dispute is frivolous or irrelevant, it can end its investigation. Otherwise, it must provide the results in writing, and if the investigation results in an update to your report, a free copy of your credit report. Additionally, the credit bureau is required to send correction notices to anyone who reviewed your credit report in the past 6 months. If you'd like, you can request that bureau do the same for employers who obtained a copy of your credit report in the past 2 years. The bureaus can't add extra requirements. When you file a credit report dispute, the Federal Trade Commission, FTC, recommends that you explain in writing what you believe to be wrong and provide copies of documents to support your assertion. This may include a payoff statement, past billing statements, or anything else that proves your case. But credit bureaus are not allowed to make the process more difficult by adding extra requirements. For example, you're not required to submit your dispute through the bureau's preferred form or provide specific documents such as a police report or even a credit report. You don't need to file a dispute with creditors. You can contact the creditor that furnished the inaccurate information separately, but it's not required. When you submit a dispute to include documentation and other evidence to support your claim, the credit bureau is required to forward all relevant information to the creditor that provided the disputed information. In other words, if you've provided all the relevant information to the credit bureaus, you're not required to submit it to the company that furnished the data that you're disputing. If you file a dispute with the creditor instead of the credit bureau, the business is required to notify the credit bureaus of your dispute. The bureau will then add a notice to your credit file that the information may be inaccurate or incomplete. If the creditor determines that the information is in fact inaccurate or incomplete, it must update or delete it. Not all disputes are honored. If the credit bureau finds that the information is accurate and complete, it will not change or remove it. However, you can request that the bureau add a statement of the dispute to your credit report. You can also ask the bureau to furnish your statement to anyone who's obtained a copy of your report in the recent past, though you may need to pay a fee for that service. If the information is accurate, but it's hurting your FICO score, note that most negative information will be removed from your credit report after 7 years. Bottom line, discovering inaccurate or incomplete credit information can be a stressful experience, but federal laws protect your rights as a consumer. If you need to file a dispute with one of the credit bureaus or a creditor, make sure you provide the personal information as well as the relevant information and documentation about what you're disputing. The FTC even provides a sample letter that you can use as a template. If you want, you can go to creditsanitizer.com. Creditsanitizer.com. Fill out a brief form, take you less than 2 minutes. You go to that form, and then it'll send you back a link to a site, cleanall3.com, where you can get a copy of your credit, where it'll get a copy of your credit report. Send the credentials over to Credit Sanitizer. The report costs $1 for the trial, $32.99 a month if you don't cancel, but the $1 for that trial. And because of our relationship with creditsanitizer.com, they're going to waive their $197 fee. Waive the fee. That means it's free to you to get a credit audit. That is Your Credit Matters, brought to you by creditsanitizer.com. You have a credit report, it's wrong. What are you doing about it? Credit Sanitizer has the solution for you.